Yo, what's good guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and join the family, man. We've been looking for you. Where have you been? I drop tutorials just like this every single day. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about how to mix background vocals. They can be pesky, they can be a trick, so let's get into it. Alright, what I got here is a song completely unmixed. There's guitars, drums, whatever, unmixed. Doesn't sound great, but we're going to work with it. And then a lead vocal and a background vocal like a double. So I'll play it unprocessed and let you hear what we're starting with.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one, screaming in the
Alright, so not mixed, but we're just focusing on the background vocal today, so bear with me. Alright, so the first tip and the most important tip of this video that I can give you for mixing background vocals is to record them properly. And what I mean by that is maybe you need to edit them, but record them / edit them in a way that they sound the way that you want. They're lined up, timing, pitch, all of that. If your background vocals aren't recorded well, they're not going to be mixed well. It's just like a lead vocal and anything you record for that matter. The recording is the most important part. So make sure you get takes that work for you and work for the song. And if you need to edit them or pitch correct them or time shift them, whatever you need to do, make sure you handle that first, because that is the biggest tip. Because when the background vocals aren't synced up with the lead vocals, it can sound really sloppy. And sometimes that's what you want, but if it's not what you want, it's going to ruin it. And there is plugins like VocAlign, etc. They can do this editing for you, or you can get hands-on and do it manually. But anyways, this song here, the background vocals were recorded really nice and tight, and they sound good, so we don't have that issue. But what I have here is a sample delay plugin, and I'm delaying the vocal by 93 milliseconds. And this is basically just shifting everything 93 milliseconds late or to the right. And this is going to simulate if it was recorded not tight with the lead vocal and it's out of time, and I'll let you hear the difference. So I'll start with it off so we can hear it one more time.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one.
Nice and tight. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to turn this on, and it's going to delay that double by 93 seconds and be out of time with the lead vocal. And now hear what that sounds like.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one.
Now it sounds very sloppy and loose, and it's not tight, and the double isn't supporting that lead vocal. It's fighting with it and competing with it, and it just makes the track sound messy. So make sure you record your doubles nice and tight. All right, the next trick is to use compression, but a specific type of compression. Compression with a fast attack. What this does is it clamps down on the transients, and it simulates the effect of the vocal being farther away. Sources that are more distant have less transient information, and so if we use a compressor with a fast attack, we can simulate this and make our background vocal seat in the mix well and sound like it's a background vocal and not compete with that lead vocal. So what I have here is I have the Waves CLA 76. This is just a fast compressor because it's a 76. You can use any compressor that has a fast attack setting. What I got here, I got the attack on 5.81, really fast, and the release is 6.05. But the specific settings aren't important. 4 ratio, couple of decibels of gain reduction. It might actually be quite a bit, but anyways, the point is that we're using a fast attack. The specific values aren't necessarily important, so let's hear that before and after, starting with it off.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one, screaming you hypocrite. Missing puzzle piece, come and fill me in.
So it's really subtle, but the background vocal takes a back seat to the lead vocal, which is usually what we want. We usually want the lead vocal to take the show. That's why it's the lead vocal, and the background vocal is just there to support it. And using a compressor with a fast attack will definitely help you do that. All right, the next trick, and this is probably one of the most effective and the most common, is EQ. EQing out the highs and the lows. In this case right here, I have a low cut of up to about 200 hertz. And then I used the high shelf because I didn't want to take out all the highs at about 10K. Took out a lot of the highs above 10K. It's 22 decibels, so it's a big one, but I didn't want it to be all. And yeah, let's hear that. I'll start with it off, and then I'll turn it on.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You're the one screaming, you hypocrite.
And you'll notice when I engage the plugin and do that EQ, the vocal sounds much more distant. And that's what we want to do. And you could imagine if you combine this with the compressor trick and all the other ones we're going to talk about, you can really get a nice mixed background vocal. But let's hear it in the context of the whole mix.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one screaming, you hypocrite. Missing puzzle piece.
So you can hear when I engage it, the lead vocal once again just takes a seat to the background vocal takes a seat back to the lead vocal and lets it do its thing and acts as a support. That's what a lot of these tips here I'm offering you are going to help do, which is kind of the purpose of a background vocal and what you're going to want to do. All right, so the next tip is to add additional reverb / delay. In this case, we don't have any reverb or delay on our vocals, so any amount is additional. But let's say you had some reverb, add a little bit more. Or if you have some delay, add a little bit more to your background vocals in comparison to the lead vocal. And this, once again, is going to make it sound more distant, have a more far away feel. So I got the Logic Silververb here. I just chose it because it's quick and easy to use. I started with the Hall preset. I just got a 25% wet. And what I did is the main thing is the pre-delay is on 0. You can add some pre-delay, but just know the more pre-delay you add, you make your source sound closer, when that's actually not what we want here for our background vocal. Pre-delay can sound really nice on a lead vocal, but on a background vocal, sometimes if you do a 0 pre-delay, you can make it really washed out and distant, and that's what we want. So let's check that out.
You are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one screaming, you hypocrite. Missing puzzle piece, come and fill me in. The devil's words have spoken,
so you notice, especially when I solo out that double, that when I engage the reverb, it sounds very far away. And then as soon as I bypass it, boom, it's right in your face again, which is not what we want for our background vocal here. So reverb, delay can have the same effect. They're really good at putting things in the background, and that can be great for a double. All right, and the last trick here is a little bit more of a creative one and a stylistic choice, but that is panning. Now, it can also be a technical decision because it can get out of the way of the lead vocal. If you notice, a lot of the things we did are to get the doubles and the background vocals out of the way of the lead vocal. Well, this will do the same as well, and that is panning. If you have 2 vocals, you can pan them equally left and right, or you can get really creative, or you can follow some guidelines. I just have 1 double here, so I pan it to the left. And if you see here, I pan it to the left by 15 degrees. So let's hear how that sounds with it on and off.
you are the one, you make me feel like this. You are the one screaming, you hypocrite. Missing puzzle piece, come and fill me in.
So that can really get it out of the way of the lead vocal. But then, of course, because it's panned, it's going to stand out more. So you might need to combine this with the other processing tricks we just said to get it out of the way of the lead vocal, but also to shove it in the background. Whatever you want and what works for the song, but those are some tricks that'll work. One thing to keep in mind when you pan vocals, the farther out they are from the center, the more the sibilance becomes noticeable and annoying. So background vocals, when you pan them far left and right, in this case it's only 15 degrees to the left, but I'm still noticing it, that sibilance, those S and T sounds, they really cut through more and our ears hear them more. So you might need to de-S a little bit more aggressively when you start to do your background vocals panned, but just something to keep in mind. We don't need that sibilance in the side of the stereo field as much, but as always, you got to use your ears. But anyways, guys, there you have it. There's a few tips and tricks to help you mix your background vocals and get them out of the way of the lead vocal and let that lead vocal take the center stage. Hope that helped you. My name is Inswain with Inswain Audio. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, name your firstborn child after me. I'd really appreciate it, and the algorithm does too. Anyways, man, I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.